All right. You guys are in for a nice slow game. Right. I remember Positive is another one of those fellas that likes to bust out the super complicated Joseki stuff and also like trick stuff too. So I need to be careful. Goal is don't have a bad start. Usually the toughest time I had with Positive was when the beginning was super terrible. And most of our games were blitz actually. All right. I could even just play here. Then his plans to do annoying stuff is just gone. I'm just gonna be super boring, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but no soup for you. Now I wonder if he would ignore to do something here. It seems like something he would do. Because I could do this, and if he does stuff here, I can take Sente to press, which is also painful for him. And then maybe just close this or something. Okay, I'll just... it's fine, I'll just go here. Oh, okay. Hmm. Nice, simple game. Okay. Uh, sure. 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 Do that. If I play low and he plays here and then I Tanuki, he can press later and um, I have to deal with Moyo potential and thickness. I'd rather not. This one is a positive classic. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a positive classic. Oh man. Nothing has changed. Okay, so if I do this one, he's gonna play that, and then Atari, and then play that. So maybe I'll just Tanuki then. Be like, sorry bro, I'm out of here. Really? Pincer when I have a stone here. Interesting. Methinks that he thinks that a peaceful game is a bad idea. So if I press, he of course cuts because it's him. It should be interesting for me that I have a stone here though. I just clicked over to Gmail for like a boring like I don't want to look at chat or get distracted by the chat moving in the side of my eye. So yeah, I will not see your comments going forward. Anyway, right. Because I need all the help not being distracted that I can get. Am I right? Okay, so if I press, then ba 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 ba. Then he extends, maybe. He could push also. I wonder if like just jump and push along might just be good enough though. I have access to this connection as well as possibly trying to cover his group. Push, push. Maybe push again? If I have stones up to here, can I just capture with this? A little bit iffy. I probably can. Okay. Now the question is just, should I push again? Yeah, I'm going to push again. And he's going to extend. Or jump. Probably extend. If he doesn't extend or jump and he tanukis, it's just going to be good for me. I'll just get the double hane. Yep. Yeah, I saw this one coming. This is different though. He has a lot of stone investment, so I can change my I can sort of temper my expectations more here. Yeah, okay, I should consider this one as well. But I think it'll be fine for me if I attach in. I need to be careful because the fight here could lead to something there, but I think it's fine for me if I just use this one. But okay. He probably bumps if anything, honestly. And then cut. And take the thickness. So maybe we should just go ahead and play like that. Could be fine. I think in this case, if I attached, he would not hane. Because if he did that stuff, I could just use a Atari, and then hane over him. So in this case, he probably would have bumped and then cut. And because he has a stone there, things are kind of different. And then, yeah, it's going to get annoyingly thick around here. Which isn't necessarily a problem, but yeah, I didn't like it. Now I could do this, actually. Just to shrink the corner a little bit. Now, I still need to be, yeah, like I said, I need to think about this kind of stuff. I certainly cannot cut this. In this case, would he be happy enough just settling along here and letting me break through here? Because then my stone here could be a bit weird. But let's just go for it anyways. There's nothing too interesting out here, I think. I was thinking just jump. And later just press. If he needs to add this one if he wants to truly pressure me. So we have succeeded in shrinking down the corner a little bit. And then now the objective is basically just simply don't die with this group and just keep going out this way. And also just make sure nothing terrible happens here. Yep. Yep. So probably here. Let me just quickly think about this. Yeah, I don't think he can really cut it right now. That sounds like the kind of phrase that turns into a funny clip. Using the next minute that comes after it. All right. Okay, let's just keep it simple. Simple. And if he jumps, he has this cross cut to worry about. So there is also that. Too quiet, right? Hmm. Yeah, usually my streams have music, but the last two or three just trying it silent. All right, so he's obviously planning to cut with that. He could not be more obvious. So we will use this chance to fix. Maybe here or here. One of those. I could even do something like this, but it leaves a bit of other Aji. I think something very clean would be appropriate and very nice. This is definitely the cleanest one, I think. This one prevents Sentes from here, but still leaves some possible shenanigans maybe in the future. And the attaching power, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and... Am I? Am I? The interesting thing about this move is it actually prepares that attach. Kind of. Although he can peep. Hmm. Okay, that's too fancy probably. Or greedy. It feels like this makes white very thin. Hmm. No, 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 no. All right, I don't know. Too many pros and cons for each one. But yeah, in these stream games, I have a habit of it might seem like to some of you, it might seem like I resist things and counter things often, but actually I play too cautious in a lot of these stream games. It brings down my power level, I think. Like, cause this move doesn't affect white at all. But if I played it there, then there's like stuff. So yeah, it might be kind of weak sauce. All right, so I could play here, but there's a chance that white ignores me to be extra violent. Probably just jump again. If I jump again, though, maybe white benefits from peeps, but it could make this thinner. Okay, let's be cautious, I guess. There's a weird feeling I have, though. I kind of suspect this move a little bit. I don't know. Something somehow black looks okay, but something doesn't seem right. Yeah, I don't know. This move probably was supposed to be here. Aiming at that one. And then if white really resists with something like this, I can push once and then just add a move, and then I become extra solid. And white still didn't gain any eye space, so it's probably better. Basically, if I had a stone here instead of here, I could attach, cut, and after white pushes down a few times, there's a Atari here for me before I turn. So it would be a disaster for white. All right, so if I just keep jumping, white might just like aggressively surround. I need to think about how I might use forcing moves around here to get out farther, maybe. Hmm. I just don't want to be too generous either, though. Because right now, this is not technically territory there. And I need to make sure that the exchanges I make are really helping in a concrete way to get out farther. Hmm. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just try that. Getting out farther is not just about survival. It's like if I can get ahead of the white stones, then they can become a bit weaker as well. If I'm going to run out, I might as well try to run in a way that does not have these two white groups connecting. If I just jump, I'm pretty sure white just plays here or exchanges one or two peeps and then plays here. And then what is the jump even for? So I need to aim for like something more like this or this, one of these. White plays around here in the near future. Don't think that is Sente. Right, so this is white's strong move, I think. If I try to counter Hane, I endanger this group here. Oh, come to think of it, I guess this crosscut does technically work. I just lose points here. But if I really needed to, I could capture that stone. If I really needed to. Even this cut, actually, it's a bit complicated. Maybe not this one. Right, so yeah, I don't think I can really get away with this. Unless I did something now and live, and then make white worried about that and make white spend another move. And then I Tanuki to do something. Maybe that could be a thing. Because it is a lot of damage to white if white lets me capture this. This move is like a one-way street. White has to play that way and go after this group. But that means before I do anything, I would have to, yeah, cut here. It hurts this so much though, like way too much. Let's try not to do that. So then the move is maybe here. If white tries to peep me, that's quite the gamble for white, I think. Quite violent. Violent. I could pull back, but it seems like very dame. So probably this. If white really tries to play this, then things are going to get very serious around here. Very messy and very serious. To be honest, I think it's fine for white if they just chill out and take territory. White has the top side and this area here and then Komi. And I seem to be a bit weaker than white is here. So all in all, I don't think white needs to freak out. Oh, my record has gotten pretty bad recently. Yeah, my BenKyo 362 account, as well as one or two other accounts, they were basically about 50-50. Not that I considered myself quite there yet, but um, it felt like I was winning mm, like 4 out of 9 every 9 games, maybe something like that. Yeah, but then it's gotten worse lately. Yep, I agree. I agree. I don't want to play that because it's so nice for white. But if I attach, white might actually push out. Yeah, so maybe first I need to just go out somehow. I might have to do this this kind of shoulder hit move. I don't like shoulder hitting this group though. I could jump here, they still can cover, but it's a bit different now. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I need to just keep getting out. Man, I wonder what's wrong. Hmm. So white might bump here because I didn't play anything. I could potentially peep against that move and then go fast. Hmm. But definitely very soon I would like to attach here. I wonder if positive is he said he was like muting the stream and not looking at chat, but I wonder if that means he's at least looking at the board. Because then he would see where I'm like, I mean, it doesn't matter. Anyway, if he can counter my ideas so easily, then I deserve to get punished. Okay, so attach and go out and block. This time, if he tries this, I can Atari. So it's all right. Oh, wait. Yeah, Atari. Uh, so he just turns. I would have to block. Yeah, it's not looking good. So I need this one first. I need this one. I still don't want that. That's too nice for him. So probably this. Because there's a cutting point there, it's hard for white probably to descend for like endgame efficiency. Hmm. How likely does this become a terrible move? Let's try. If I can get him to block that, then I can attach and then block and then turn. Although if he Hanes, even if I Atari, I still have a problem of being cut. So, maybe that plan is a little bit questionable. Hmm. Yeah, I'm having shape issues. Like, it's one thing to just play this and make better shape, but then it's like, it's too happy for white, I think. Okay, so let's look at this again. I guess theoretically, if I go out and give up 3 stones, he hasn't blocked the top yet, and then I can just turn. So that might be okay even. This move, I think black absolutely wants this move. It's like, I think it's out of the question to like not take this. What happens if he bumps once and then stops? Am I just sad after that? Do I need this peep? But once he bumps, I already lost the attach. Although I would have this peep move. So now I'm a bit worried about him bumping once and then connecting. Because that is absolute sente. Yeah, that's actually a problem, I think. So, I might have to just let him do that. And then there's these wedging moves to think about too. Like what if I play here and he bumps and then he just wedges? He just gives me a wedgie. Then what do I do? There's so many questions here. Okay, if I attach and he bumps, there's too many questions. Chat's probably like, why doesn't he just play here and get out of his misery? That would be misery for me, guys. That would be misery. My misery is different. So if he bumps, I could just go there and then the wedge doesn't work. And then I just don't worry about these 3 stones because, I mean, who cares? Okay, so let's do that first. God, why is this so painful? When I do go around this area, I'll probably go for this 1 space high. Because later when I extend here, I want it to be hard to invade with this one being solid. And better able to cover a white invasion if they invade. So I can let myself be a bit weaker on this side, maybe even pincer. Depends on how this shapes up. That's how I'm going to decide. If I play one of these things, white probably does some attach. Or even if it's not this attach, it could be here aiming at here. And if it's the small knight, then it will be attach. He could attach to the 1 space high too, but the consequence is bigger because it's a bigger corner. Yeah, it's very Fox style to like play here instead of enclosing, but I think usually the proper move is to enclose and let white have their chance to play here. And then you can just play again over here. I'm a bit more proper that way. Because if you play here and white approaches, it is actually a bit awkward for black, even though black can get follow-ups here. And white has one of these moves as a privilege on that side anyway. It's pretty much Sente. So white's not lacking for a base. All right. I think the logic around this move is the same as before. So probably just extend. Yeah, there's something wrong with this for me. But if white uses peeps here to get rid of my reduction moves, then I'm going to have stronger moves on this side against this group because this part here would be strong. So there'd be more cutting issues that white would have. So I'm not worried about white taking any of these peeps. And I would probably at least still get this one, even if I don't get this one. At this point, white's probably going to start thinking about chilling out now because it's getting harder and harder to threaten black's life and death. So there's a good chance that white even just switches to something here now. Yeah, probably this low approach. He could still play something like knight's move if he wants the strategic position. For black or white to play here has a decent impact on each other's groups. But white does look pretty solid also, so it's very tempting to just take a corner approach. Or he could do something here to try to finish in Sente. I guess the only one that really finishes in Sente though would be like maybe this one. Get me to block and then approach here. All right, how is the balance of territory? So 3, 7 plus 8 is about 15. Plus about another 8. So 23. 30 after Komi. This part is about 11. Probably going to be more than 11. Let's give him 13. So 43. He might deserve even more than that, actually. Let's give him like another 2. Let's give him 45. So white has about 45. I definitely have less, although I could just do this now. So that will give me, what is this, 11 or 13? 6, 8. So 11, no wait, 10. Hold up. 14, yeah. So 45, so 14 and 28, and then this. So 40, so I'm actually okay. I have at least also around 45. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just do that. Of course, he's going to get something here, but I will also probably retain Sente. So the game is fairly balanced, I think. It could be off by like 2 points or something, but I bet you it's decently close. I feel like this part should have been fine for me, but this move I played here might be like too defensive, maybe. And also maybe something went wrong for me here, or maybe it was just because of this move. But white also did a lot of weird stuff, so white probably lost very small bits here and there as well. So probably I am just going ahead to add this one. I could actually go this far if I really want to cash grab. Usually here, but in this case, if white came close, I could even ignore or bump it. I'll just be normal. I'll just be normal. But somehow I had the feeling that this one could be okay in this exact case. Something like this is actually probably a lot of value. But to be honest, there are more obviously big moves. Like this slide looks very big because it's actually reverse sente, I think. What about attach? Is attach better? Attach could give me shape problems, but also it could give me a lot of territory if that happens. Hmm. I don't want to risk that stuff. Okay, probably just slide. This one's too slow, I think, but it has a lot of random extra value, including invade, but no. This is attractive. And then here is attractive. I must assume the corner must be bigger. I need to use the washroom soon. The coffee from earlier is getting to me, as usual. I'm concerned that if white plays here, somehow it's going to help white. I'm being too worried about stuff. I'm worried about white's thickness coming together into something here. I know it's a bit far away to think that, but like, because like coming out here becomes awkward because of this thing. And then, okay, but you know what? Okay, before I take the corner, let me just check this one more time, whether it could be the right timing. Probably still wrong. Okay, let's just take the corner. I'll be right back. All right, so white approached. That move definitely is bigger than it looks. However, what about this? I don't know if I agree with that. Because I don't think that the group here has quite enough danger. Right? Right? Is that famous last words or what? I mean, yeah. This move is too tempting, isn't it? Eventually we can attack this group. I think I have to play that. It's just too good. I can worry about lifeness later. White has like a peep here, but it's not the end of the world. I can just let them go back if I have to. I think I must have gained from the last little bit. These two moves were huge. And white, honestly, probably could have gotten a move here in Sente. But they didn't. If white plays something like this, I may just do some defensive stuff after that, maybe. Or, I don't think it's that possible. I honestly don't think it's very possible to pressure this white group. That's why I'm leaving it alone, because it takes too many moves, I think, to pressure that. But it probably would be a good idea to make sure there's an eye here and then get a bit of reduction there while I'm at it as like an extra bonus. But perhaps problem with kicking here is white might use a move like that. And I mean, I guess it's not a big deal actually. Just a monkey jump. But I need to not underestimate the danger. But I don't know if you guys can sort of feel what my worries were like even here, right? White could have 2 to 3 Sentes around here. And then like, you know, play something like this maybe, and then there's some potential. Sometimes when you underestimate that stuff, you go to counting and it's like they're like randomly up 10 points. Ah, that's fine with me. I can finish in Sente. That is quite okay with me. Let's see. If I take this, because white hasn't done any kind of peeping here. So here, extend, Atari, capture, connect. Block once. Push. Who is better there? Let me think. So I end up losing potentially 7, quite a few points from that also. Okay, I'm not going to do that actually. I'm just going to be simple. White probably doesn't have the timing for star point right now. So I can get that too. And white can be a little bit sad. If white plays there, I might be able to just do this. Although I need to think about it. But white is like not, if I have a stone here, white's not even 2 eyes. So even if they cut me off, it might be risky for white. And also the value of me, like, yeah, the point difference is big. So I definitely want this one, which is a difference of a good 3 points or so. All right, all right. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. That is a move. Okay, so I take this. White does stuff. Atari, 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 Atari. That push is not Sente. So white connects. Honestly, I think this is, yeah. Screw you, man. Screw you. Seems like too much. And I might even get to do the push, cut, and squeeze because capturing those would connect all my groups. Therefore, I can actually get that. And that's going to be giga painful for white. In a way, it kind of helps white get some shape, but might be worth doing. We'll see, we'll see. Because probably white's going to lose this liberty one way or another. I mean, okay, it depends. Like, it might be better for me to actually extend down if white cuts. That way the Atari doesn't have an additional Sente push, which is a significant, yeah, factor. And I think Atariing along here is the only good thing white can do. Seems like. And even if they connect there, I might be able to just like surround them. I might be able to just kill. I don't know if white even has time for this connect. That's how dire it probably is. Okay. That could be making sense, yeah. So I probably need to just fix now. But that's a big gain for me, so even like just defending now seems worth. Yeah, even just here. Anything else I play, I'm gonna end up probably paying for it. I wonder if even this one I could pay for. As long as I respond to this with maybe with Hane, then I wouldn't lose too much with these cuts and everything. Yeah, this should be fine. This seems too like timid, I think. I don't like that that Hane here makes white more alive though. There is something to be said for just connecting here, actually. I don't know. 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 I'm playing this game way too slowly. But I mean, yeah, that's a pretty significant territory gain in the corner. If you change the order of moves, right? I played the slide and I played here. It's like white peeps and I do diagonal with these two stones. And then white pushes once and then randomly throws a stone in there to make me connect, which is obviously bad. And then they turn and then I play there. So, um, yeah, like the Tawari can only be good for me, I think. I think now going forward, aside from things I've already said, like basically I just need to take care of this group and control how much white gets here. I think that much would be enough to maybe be a little bit ahead into endgame. I counted us close to even. That was before I got this and all this. And white shrunk here as well. And white really only gained that one, right? Yeah. This was traded for this pretty much in a way, you could say. And then this move that white played, which should be a game, but it was traded for like these black stones. Definitely white lost some stuff. So here, white might be aiming at attach and crosscut shenanigans. Bumping. Does work still, actually. I think if white attaches, still I can bump here. It seems like it works. They Hane, we do that. They Atari, we do that. They connect, we cut. Atari, Atari, and then they pull it back, and then we push, we Atari, and then we capture 2 stones. Yeah, they cannot. Okay, so he cannot really do that much with this attach. Okay, that's good to know that I don't need to respond. He might use this attach here, which would be, you know, foul points, I guess. This one, because he has a stone there. But I kind of want to deal with this center potential. Not gonna lie. In that respect, in that sense, there's still some value for a move like this, but then he can just peep once. Awkward. Might be good if I just allow this, maybe. If I do this, though, it's hard for him to attach there, I think. So this one... So his peep here could possibly disable my knight's move, but it doesn't disable my push. But yeah, I mean, it seems like vital point to play around here. Okay, I don't know. Overthinking, right? Let's turn. Overthinking. I'm sure he's gonna do one of those two, but whatever. I already planned for both of them. Coming out here has the added benefit of increasing defense, potentially, so yeah. Now we want to Hane for sure. And then soon it would get to the point where the center gets small enough that you could just let them have it and just turn around and let them have it. So yeah, I'm getting ready to switch gears already. Even like a Hane here starts to be interesting because we see that when white builds around here, white playing around here also gets that area. So this Hane, which has some threatening follow-ups, also would build ourselves against them. So that's good potential with that. I wonder if this is the case to Atari Atari. I don't think white dares to cut me off there, because then I can just run away, right? But maybe not. Maybe I can't. Do I really have to just extend? Sadness. Sadness. Probably, yeah. Fine. You can have some center. You did invest quite some moves into it, so fine. In that case, I'm waiting for my chance for this diagonal to be Sente, which it might never be. But if I could get this exchange, that would help a lot because then white cannot do any fancy moves at all. I mean, there's still the possibility of this working with some very complicated reading, but probably not. So probably I need to play one more time. Yeah, white cannot do endgame in response, so it'll be fine. Can I wedge actually? Probably too much. Yeah, okay, fine. But we don't have time for any more defense. There's a half eye here. That's already good enough. The white is probably going to connect this side. I don't think white needs to worry about little endgame stuff there. Yeah. Now the fact that there is an Atari here means I can try to scare white with something, but let's see. I wonder if I can get this one. Okay, but I don't have time for that. I need to do something here, pick something. I can't go too far out. This one might be too slow. White just covers in a bigger way. So the move I'm kind of feeling is this one. Can white actually cut me? That would be highly unfortunate. So maybe here is enough. If I'm one line off, it makes a big difference though. One line off from where I could play. So maybe here? This one feels ideal, but I'm a little worried about this white move actually. And then something happening with this maybe. Cut. Sorry, this. To just read in my head, it's easier. I'll just, I don't know. This should be not too much. The other one feels like it makes it somehow too easy for white, so I'll play this one. It's not Sente, but my next move could be threatening something. What white gets is a bit less than it looks because I'm also potentially, depending on what white does, I'm potentially getting a little bit for myself as well. Okay, so points wise, we have like probably about 13 here at the moment. This is just maybe 2. We can just count it like that, I guess. So something like 15 points. $24, so roughly 40 without counting anything here. And then this one, if nothing bad happens to it, so 46, 48 plus 6 is 52, 56. The black has something like 56. Let's just say 55. And white has 23, so about 30 after Komi again. So white needs 25 more points with the rest. This one, I'm not sure how much to give white. I'll give them like 6 because if they block this, I can get that and like kind of vice versa. They might have a bit more than 6. I don't know. I'll give them 8 just to be safe. I mean, they even have this move still, so let's give them 10 actually. Let's be very generous. So they need 15 in the rest. Actually, that means white's not doing bad. Or let's say they need 20 because we might get something here. So yeah, it's probably about even. I counted me losing points here, so we can also count them losing points here. It's, you know, we don't really know. And they can lose 2 points here. Yeah. And the more they try to not let us have something here, the more they might lose here. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised even if white is like slightly up. It's just so much random little potential around all these parts, right? Because we suffered a little bit from the chasing, I think. Yeah, a little bit. He is cashing out. I guess he was using that time to count. So an important question, I guess now is, can I Hane? If I Hane and he cuts, I think I should just Hane anyway though. Because at least even if I sacrifice this one, I can get Atari and connect and oh wait. Okay, wait. Maybe I should make sure there could be like I guess there could never be a working ladder here for me, could there? Okay, yeah, the Atari doesn't help. This is tough actually. Yeah, I don't know if I can Hane actually. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can. That makes a big difference, maybe. Let me explore a bit more about mutual destruction. Like this, Atari. Uh, extend? Or maybe Atari and then connect. And then white does ladder or net or something like that. And then I connect back with this. But then white has like this kind of stuff. So yeah, the danger is too much for me, I think. Let's just do this, I guess. Unfortunate. Yeah, this might cost us. Might cost us. Might be too calm. Like disconnecting this white group could cause white to be in danger, but somehow I seem to be a bit averse to the risk right now. But I'm starting to think already that I should have Haned, done the things, and we got in here, and then this group is isolated. That probably would have been very valuable, actually. I should have probably cared more about the value of isolating this group. Right, so I think our next order of actions after, if we can get Sente from this, would be Sente's here, followed by something here, maybe even diagonal. Actually, scratch that. Maybe this one, or like just stuff here in general, followed by something there. So he pulled back. Wants this Hane. I guess this peep for white is not necessarily working, so I probably could get this actually. So that at least gets rid of this move, I think. And can white counter this in any way? Seems a little tough for white to do that, I think. I'm not sure what to play here. I want to save the possibility of peep. Right now, white could counter my peep, but after some exchanges here, something might change. Because then I could Atari and play here and get in a bit. This move is still fairly big. I think I can at least get this. I also notice, yeah, there's still a little bit of stuff to look at around here, actually. We shall see. Yep. Yep. He probably connects and then we Tanuki. Hmm. I still... If I peep right now, is it possible that I have the timing? But if he tries to resist, I push. No, I don't think yeah, I don't have the timing. I mean, there is never, yeah, there is never. What about something with this?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hmm. I didn't really have much time to think this through. We'll see. He definitely cannot, I don't think he can do this right now. He just has to block. So this is definitely a timing that I have. Right, so we probably do this. I don't think that bump benefits him in any clear way. Question to myself was whether we exchange something and then go there, something
9,
around here.
8,
But
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
because he might, like, this bump of his might be something that I should have prevented, but maybe it isn't, so I'm not too sure.
Yoyomi now starts.
I think he has some issues though. This is like fake Sente for me because he has this. Yeah, okay, fine.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
It actually like wasn't clear yet whether that's a good exchange, but what can you do? Not much time. But these moves seem to be well combined in some way. So do I peep here now? Is that the move? Or do I just cut?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Seems like it has to be this one. I mean, there was a bit more to it actually. There were ways I could have tested his responses in different ways actually. Like maybe I could have pushed in Haned
9,
and
8,
then cut.
7,
And if he
6,
cuts, then he gets
5,
cut.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So that might have been horrible Ajikeshi just now. In fact, it probably was actually. Hmm.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So I was content with even just using this, but then he gets time for like these moves. I think this is the only time for me to cut right now. So let's just cut. I don't think he has the liberties to do anything serious to me.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Yeah, I can respond to all this. It looks like I might end up being able to capture these 3 stones if I want to. I don't know if I even want to.
6,
But I
5,
mean, that would also be a
4,
lot of safety as
3,
well.
2, 1.
Really? Okay, the game is looking pretty good for me now, I think. Yeah, the game is definitely good for me now. This is probably fairly deciding. Oh, don't mind if I do. Ah. The thing is, now I don't have to worry about anything on the board. It's only a matter of points now. There's no safety stuff. That makes me feel happy. And he still has a hole. He still has massive hole here, so it might not be the biggest thing, but at the same time, he has to worry about his group still. So things are just not fun for him right now. Yeah. Pretty awkward. Even if he plays here, the fact that I have a peep here means I can actually even still cut if I wanted to. Yeah, it is definitely about time he used one of his Byoyomis. I don't think I'm gonna bother trying to cut that. I don't know if it even... Yeah, it might not even work for me anyway. I don't know. Play a move. I just gotta play a move. So he cannot do Atari and net and squeeze and capture because I have this peep. So his move to play is pretty much this peep into like that net. But actually I can Atari all the way through. So I might actually be able to cut. The question is, does he actually die? That. Because he has moves like over here. Do I really want to cut this? I don't really want to be honest. I kind of want to just be lazy now because I think I would just win. But there isn't a lot of time to think. And I don't want to be like ashamed of how slack I played. Okay. So he's doing that, which means like, what? Wait, what? So he has to drive through then. And then drive through. So he drives through. Then he connects. And then I block. He could Atari and then... okay, it's a big mess. That's true. I wonder if I need to back out. Let me see. Da, 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 da. Da. And he connects. Because his pushing again is Sente. Which means this is Atari. Oh, man. I'm backing out. I'm backing out. I messed up. I don't think I can do this. I should have trusted my instinct that it's too dangerous. God, that's terrible. Yeah, I think I get too messed up in here. Push, Atari, push. If anything, I should have played here maybe? Just now? doing that. You might regret that later. Yeah, these were terrible. I should have read faster. I forgot that he has one more push that is, in fact, forcing. Which becomes Atari here later.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep. I have to just comply. I lost some points there, obviously. I can't even bring this out because he just Ataris it and then blocks. The best I can do is get a little bit of Sente around here.
9.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm already winning, I shouldn't have done that. It's just that I didn't see fast enough that it doesn't work for me. So now that I'm already alive and peeps and stuff here don't matter,
9, 8,
maybe I should go for this one and then followed by this
5,
one.
4.
This is now Sente. I mean, kind of Sente. He probably blocks. And then what is the best way for me to play around here? Mostly fail.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, my best move is probably just one of these after all. I think this one. This push might have some value.
9, 8,
These two stones don't.
6, 5, 4,
I mean, I guess it.
3,
Yeah, no, he's connected. So yeah, so these two stones don't matter that much. Plays there. What happens if I do that one?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
He needs to do something here.
1.
Okay. Those become half dead.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, I ran out of time. That's probably, yeah, probably worth it. But if I try to keep going, he can do it a response to make me lose Sente. So that might make this push not all that great.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, well then that's fine. All right, now that that is done, next order of operations. I could go for this actually to stop him from using this one. Although I don't know if this one is good for him yet.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hmm. I also could have just descended and then Hane, but I don't know. There doesn't seem to be that many super big moves that I care about. I guess descend and then descend again could have been the way. I don't know. But with this one, this move here might potentially turn into a good move.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Now that there's less liberties here. That one, yeah, a little bit annoying. And he has that move, which means I shouldn't do too much resisting here.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Should I have let that die? 6, 8. Still has some value.
8, 7, 6, 5. Nine, 8, 7.
I don't think it's actually that good for him to play here. I don't think it's that good. Because it's going to affect him on, like, both sides. And for me, I'm just going to do this one and then do this one.
7, 6.
And then maybe, I don't know, maybe something there. Get this one. He stopped. He wants this one then. Oh, you're going for that one. Okay. You're gonna get wedged later. That's gonna be annoying for you, I think. Oh, unless he does it with this. That might be smart. Yeah, that might be smart actually. Touche, touche.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Yeah. He should use this one for sure. Oh, what? That's kind of like weird timing actually. What happens if I clamp this? So, okay, I get squeezed to hell. Fine.
Nine, 8, 7.
There. That's also unexpected. What am I missing? I don't understand that one. I don't understand. Okay, he's trying to make my group like unexpectedly die or something. Yeah. I
9,
see.
8, 7, 6,
I see. I see. I
5,
see.
4, 3.
Fine, then I'll just keep blocking. That must be what this was about. Yeah. Weird timing. Weird timing, you always have to be suspicious. So he thinks he lost, so he's trying to catch me off guard. By the time I save those in Gote, then he like plops one here or something. Although, I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last Byoyomi.
Yeah, I refuse to throw the game this time. I was gonna say I refuse to succumb to hubris, but I'm like, it's not quite right. This
9,
isn't exactly hubris. It's not like I'm overconfident.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Is he gonna try something? I don't think it's gonna work. We're too thick here. He has to block.
9, 8,
抑えしかない.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So now either we live in Sente or we capture these stones.
9,
I think?
8,
Yeah.
7, 6, 5, 4.
What is that? What is that? That can't be a move. That cannot be a move. Here, 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 here. That's what he's reading.
9,
But what if I pull back?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk. I chickened out because my reading might be tired. I think my reading was on point there though. 1, 2, 3. Atari. Turn, and then this is Atari for us. Yeah, I could have just chopped it off. So I'm allowing him to get some extra points here, but oh well.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Doesn't matter as long as we don't die.
1.
I know he's trying to just grasp the straws. It's not clear that these exchanges are even gain for him. I can still Hane and push and Atari. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that, yeah, he's just trying to kill me. If I play here, then those
8,
are dead.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So, yeah. This part here doesn't matter anymore. Yay! Yay! Okay. Look at the chat. Yeah, it was complicated. I needed to stay focused. I needed to like make sure I don't lose track of safety. Yeah, it was not an easy game. I'm pretty sure I must be behind at some parts of the game. Although I don't think I was ever super behind if I was. It was I think it was probably a close game for many parts. I will go ahead and download it and let you guys know what the AI outlook is. Hmm. Cut h10 and extended. h10. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so according to Sugadinta's, it's just when I got carried away and cut here that I fell behind. Yeah, but I'm sure white was probably close to me in like some early parts. Um, but it's possible that my self-doubt about some of the early moves might just be maybe it was fine, right? We'll see. So let me plug that into AI Sensei for a second. But I still felt like it was not easy, and my judgment was probably off. Like I probably thought things were less good for me than it was at some parts. All right, human review first, but just brief because I'm randomly very hungry. Plus, I have a bunch of game reviews I need to do today. Ideally well before midnight. So, okay. Mm, Apologies again for the scuffed review UI where you guys can't really give me coordinates. I mean, I can try to make it better. It's gonna be pretty scuffed though. I guess that's not too bad, right? That's workable. Okay. So I know that uh I believe like at least if this is a black corner, then I think sometimes AI is okay with like this kind of like this is very AI, right? To do this kind of stuff and then pincer. It used to be taboo for humans to play like this, but then supposedly it's kind of fine sometimes, right? And in the game, I did have a Blackstone nearby. How do I get back to the game? Oh no. I set up the board so that the buttons are cut off. Mm. Ah! Wait. Oh, this is so annoying, man. All right. Where's the bottom of my UI thing? It's not giving me the bottom anymore. This is so frustrating. Oh my god. I absolutely freaking hate Fox UI. This is so dumb. Oh my god. Sorry guys, I don't know if I'll be able to align it with the coordinates. We'll just have it like this. Just try to be descriptive with the moves you talk about so that I know what it is. Anyway, right, so we had a stone. I honestly don't think it's so bad to play here, by the way, because you get Miai of the approaches, and you get to turn all of White's pincers into pretty much bad moves. You probably lose a little bit, but it's not so much that most humans should care, I think. So this is my way of just dodging Positive's annoying trick Joseki stuff. Yeah. Especially with a stone here. And like, what's white really gonna do that makes me suffer here, right? So yeah. I do think this move is wrong, but it's like, okay, whatever, right? I mean, it's my job to punish it if it's so wrong, right? Yes, of course, it unchecked my setting. Always. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's possible that surrounding this tightly though is just inefficient. Like maybe, I don't know, right? Maybe I'm supposed to do something like this or yeah. Because there's still Aji too, so like I wouldn't be surprised if this is a little bit wrong. Because white doesn't feel too bad actually. Like they got a lot of stuff here. And I think positive should have exchanged this at some point. He never did, so somehow I got the slide. But I think with a later on timing, I would have probably blocked it. So yeah, I think that should have been white. Like if white plays like this, then I can, usurp Sente in that way. But if it's like this, then I probably block. Right, so I was thinking if I play like this, that he was probably going to bump in this case and cut. Yeah, and I have to live something like this, and then he can play like that. Maybe black is okay, because black took the corner in Sente, and white has like an extra inefficient stone. To be honest, I don't think black is bad, but maybe black is bad. Like, white is thick, so, you know. But I also have time to just do things as well. Like, I can just... If I'm really worried, I could just play something around here. I could even peep this. And start from there. So, honestly, black's probably not bad. But I'd be interested to check AI soon. Yeah, so I decided to go out with this one first. And then here, I was wondering if... it's probably not good, but I was wondering if maybe he even... Like, let's see. There's still a cut here. I can play like this. Maybe this is good enough for black, though. Because he still owes something here. I don't know. But the way he played in the game probably makes sense, just to chase me. So this one, yeah, I wonder if I should play here. Well, the idea with this is I can actually cross-cut. And... I mean, this is maybe worth thinking about, because then when I go down, it just works. But there's some complications, I guess, with this. Although at that point, it might even be okay to let white live. But it's very complicated, because what if black double Ataris and plays like this? Or I don't know, but yeah, it's complicated. I could also just go down, which was my original reading. And if he follows, which he has to follow to get any good result here, then I can just cut and then just do that. And then white is infinitely destroyed. So therefore, this reading here doesn't matter. We just go down. So white's going to defend, right? White's going to do something like... I mean, if white peeps here, then I just do something like that. It still doesn't feel very good for white. If white plays... white could play here, and I can push once and then add a stone. Or even defend like this. Oh, that's actually a pretty good defense. Yeah, this one. So I think this must be better than the game, even though the Agi here is kind of much stronger. I think I played weak sauce with this move. Like, I was maybe too happy. We'll see. Because that led to white getting kind of an extra step here, I think. And then it got all kinds of awkward around here. So I'm kind of expecting white to become a little bit better around here, but apparently, as chat says, I was never behind, but we'll see. But certainly around here, I think, like, there's only one move for white, right? I think it has to be this. How can anything be bigger? So I think this move could be big enough if it were truly Sente, like against my dragon or something, but... Or maybe there's some attach. But otherwise, has to be here, no? Yeah, I think, like, in my opinion, there's no question. This is just obviously the biggest move. But okay, yeah. So I definitely felt pretty confident around here. And, like, around here. So I think he didn't plan enough against this bump. I think if I'm saying a critique for a positive or whatever, just some feedback, which is funny coming from me, who's the king of, like, horrible time usage, including this game. But I think he should have spent more time on this, like, before this move. But I mean, maybe he was thinking about other moves and then played here and then forgot to think about this. I don't know, but this has to be bad for white. It has to be. Yeah. Around here, I honestly wasn't confident that I would be ahead. I thought it must be close. But the fact that I seemingly could not Hane here because I wasn't able to find a good variation after this. But what I was thinking was maybe, I mean, I read a bunch of things to be honest. But yeah, maybe something like this or Atari, yeah, and then like this. And I'm not sure if white should Atari, but anyway, something like that, right? And then here, I think I was too much of a chicken. Yeah, I was definitely too chicken actually. So I should have pushed my reading harder because to be honest, I could have read farther than this. But I just didn't. I I thought that I must be in more danger than white, but that's my bad habit is I'm not aggressive, like I'm not bloodthirsty enough sometimes. I should have put more value on the danger of white, right? I think. What do you guys think? Yeah, right? I can definitely Hane there, right? Yeah. Like it seems weird if I cannot Hane there, especially with all the way that the stuff is around here and the fact that white doesn't have a proper base here. So, yeah. And to be honest, yeah, not like I think my reading ability is good, but I find reading enjoyable. Like, in fact, I find reading out things in a real game, especially stuff like that, like crosscut stuff and invasion stuff and that kind of stuff. I find that a lot more fun than reading Tsumego. And so one of the many factors that contributes to me spending so much clock time is I just enjoy reading too much. And some of what I do in the early game is I make predictions and then I essentially read out the opening because I just find it so fun and exploring the possibilities, which is like kind of one of the beauties of Go, right? Um, yeah, if I spent more time, I probably could have ended up honeying here, but I already spent so much time. But to be honest, I knew that at least I might be okay. Like I wasn't sure who's ahead, but I knew that a lot of things went well for me, so I knew that not like I felt ahead, but just mathematically, I knew that if white is taking this, that I'm also getting something. And then I'm getting Sente too. And then, of course, there's some factors about white's shape here, which could affect the territory here. And then I could get this one. And then I could get like the next big endgame. So, yeah. So, real game. Around here, I started to feel just very confident. I had the control. Even without this tragedy happening to white, I think my feeling, right? Because I decided to do this kind of last minute. I actually was planning to do something like like here. Yeah. I think if I play here, my prediction is that I might be slightly up, but we'll see when we open the AI. I have a habit of I really like to predict things. Just in general. Like I could look up an answer to something, whether it's Go or whether it's a TV like a show, what's gonna happen next or whatever. I like predicting and then seeing what happens instead of just seeing what happens. I just love that kind of stuff. Okay, anyway. Yeah, there's so many ways to go about this. Like I could have pushed. And then if it goes like this, first of all, white cannot really cut because of this, right? White might be dead. Um, but then, although actually it's not that good, is it? Well, no, it is, yeah, because I can peep and I can connect. But white can fix the Moyo and Sente though, so then it just comes down to whether they live. But maybe white can live. Maybe white can figure it out. It seems like there's a lot of living potential, to be honest, but who knows? Okay, let's open the AI one. B11 first. Oh, yeah. Okay. The diagonal, right? Yeah. Actually, I've seen AI ask me to exchange that kind of thing before in a similar situation. So, um, okay, first let's look at the graph. Yeah, so I was actually behind at some moments, even if it's tiny. I mean, this is just, what is this? This is just, yeah, this is just from me splitting. But guys, like minus 0.6, who cares? Who cares? Don't worry about that. Craft your style to help you win. Like the value of avoiding his tricks is worth way more than half a point, right? So, at least for me. I actually thought I clearly don't fully know how positive plays because I thought for sure he would, you know, leave this open and try to make a fight. And then I'm ahead a bit from that. Yeah, this pincer is a bit weird. But maybe he knows that and he just wants to force it. Okay, looks like the gist of what I did was actually pretty good. Well, okay, fine. If I call his pincer weird, then we have to call this weird, right? I knew that even this would have an advantage for black because of that, but I still didn't want to go into that. I'm so sick of it. So, yeah. Yeah, as I thought, this might be too, like, hurry. Oh, this actually makes sense. I was actually thinking about that because if we go into a variation where white gets thickness, for example, this kind of thing, then that exchange helps, right? Then we can easily reduce that area. So I had that exact thought when we were looking at this, actually. The timing would have to be earlier, because if you do it after white's thick, you risk getting somehow counterattacked. Okay, so jump was fine. Ah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, AI is like, bruh, stop being so defensive. Why are you so timid? I knew it. This is the move. I knew it. But black is still marginally preferable, it seems, or it's basically even. Yeah, this one I couldn't figure out what to do. D16. D16. Yeah, C16 is good. You know, I actually thought of this. I thought that this is the case where C16 actually could be okay. Because white invested like that slow move and then the pincer. So I think it was the case that you could just do this, even though usually it's bad when you could attach. Yeah. So I'm sort of glad to see this because this did float around in my mind. In a normal situation, I would never even consider it because I know it's bad, but here it makes sense. But since oh, okay, yeah, so white going after this is correct. Okay. I had that idea, yeah. Right. And then white has some cuttableness here. Yeah. Okay, cool. That means, yeah, I should have avoided with the diagonal. Okay, generally the moves are okay. This one, okay, a little bit bad. Hmm. Ah, man, all this sexy timing. Jeez. Yeah, but it's still complicated, actually. I don't know if I would have the confidence to do this. And what I mean by that is I would not have the confidence to do this. Okay. So white's like slightly up now because this is painful. Yeah. Yeah, I think when there's not that much space for black here, normally I think the proper move is to approach low. Because when you approach high, they get to benefit from the giant corner, even though white had some support. It's better because there's less space here. It's better to take away their corner space. That's why, like I said in the stream, I expected white to approach low. Actually, this is the kind of thing that you can find in like a Yulin Yang book, I think. I never finished any of those books, but I think that he had a lot of rules, which, to be honest, for me, at least when I got to a certain strength, following strict rules of thumb for things was not really how I wanted to try to play this game. Um, I would rather, because every situation's unique, so the rules fall apart. So, I mean, ultimately, when you get the innate sense of it yourself, you don't need rules anymore, right? So, for me, in a position like this, I sort of innately understand that white should approach low, even though I can't necessarily always explain it well. Um, but maybe it's helpful for like certain levels. But when you're learning that stuff as a Q player, you need to just remember that the rules are helping you right now, but eventually you need to break out of the rules, because if you keep following the rules forever, you're actually going to halt your improvement, I would say. Because Go has so many unique positions, and little subtleties change things. So yeah, anyway, right, so the white's actually slightly preferable here, but this is exactly the moment when I thought white starts to play smaller moves. And so this seems to be the part of the graph where indeed white's playing some smaller stuff. And now the game's even. Surprisingly, it's only even, right? So although I did express this kind of unconfidence in the stream, um, but yeah, like black's not even better. I think it's because this part was too painful. There's too many bad exchanges that make white thick. The dignity here for black was not enough. Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to not resist. Interesting. Yeah, I expected it to go like this. And then I was gonna play here. And then like that, and like, oh wait, is that a Tsuji? Oh shit. Can white do this? It's getting complicated. I see. What if black plays here? Oh, that's still a Tari. Yeah, oh man. That's actually pretty bad for black. I didn't see that white could play here. I only read this one. Oopsie. Yeah. Hmm. That means white did have stuff here. So I should have just connected. Connect is helpful to me anyway though, because it takes away white's peep, which means that this move is not working as well. If white has some setup over here, white could have been getting like a peep and then a jump in the future, which makes it hard to connect for me. And also, depending on here, it could have made this move not work. So therefore, there's Aji there. So when this peep happens, I should have been thankful to just connect here. White goes here, and then I just take Sente. Yeah. Because that means that I essentially did B3 in Sente, right? Like if you look at it, it's kind of like, yeah, like I played here. It's kind of like I play here, white plays here, I play here, and then white immediately responds, right? The order of moves leads us to the same conclusion, right? So I should have been happy enough with that in terms of the Tawari. Q5. So real game. Yeah, okay, but in the end, because white only turned, so this was good for black. And then turn here was okay. Extend, yeah. Yeah, I understand why extend would be weird, because maybe there's a universe where I want to do like this kind of stuff. So leaving it could be an option instead of playing out and making white solid. Um, I'm a little surprised with this being bad, but maybe AI wants to wait until this one could work. I don't know. Oops. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick review, not too deep. Right, so we should have Honeyed. But black is still ahead, and then black just kind of stays ahead, I guess. Okay, it's kind of screaming at us about stuff here. Yeah, so yeah, okay. It wants me to exchange this. Good to see, good to see. And then the game is, of course, kind of over now. But I did some silly things. And actually the game became kind of disturbingly even, actually. I didn't realize that it was gonna be. Oh yeah, I should take this one. Yeah, I forgot to I realized a little bit too slow about this one. Yeah. We got that, got that, and then that, and then yeah, this one should be descend, because then I can get several moves. There's no chance to clamp like in this position, so yeah. And even if I get extra reductions on the first line, it just takes away the same from this side. So there's some anti-synergy between having Hane on both sides. Therefore, there's not that much benefit from me doing Hane and connect, since I'm never going to have a working clamp. Yeah. I mean, there are some situations, though, that you should check because, for example, let's say that white doesn't have very many liberties here. Then clamp actually could work because it could be like this, like push, or maybe not push, but just here, and then push and then cut. Of course, at that point, white gained here, so they would just sacrifice. So maybe the math is still not good for black, but you know, there's some fun stuff like that sometimes. Or even push and then cut. Yeah, push, exactly. I agree with you, AI. Push and then cut and then Atari. Very cool, right? And if they take, then you cut. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, connecting here. I could have done other stuff first. It's true. And then after these moves, then eventually connect. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Connecting is only like 8 or 9 points, which is not that crazy. Check the Hane variation. Okay, which Hane? Oh, you're talking about the middle. So if white cuts. So I'll take a look at what I thought would happen, because obviously that makes the most sense. I'm not sure if I thought white would Atari here, but just white would go here. And then black do not die, and then, but based on the score, we can assume that white doesn't die. I'm gonna suffer this one, push and this one. Push and Atari, and then this one. This is getting nuts, man. This is too long. Too long. Bottom line is that white doesn't die. But so white doesn't die, but we are already in the center. So we can bully white a little bit. Gain some edge stuff, but also we have a chance to just delete some center and we just lose over here. Yeah. That's the thing, right? With these crazy AI variations that just make us tired and confused, I think it's good to try to boil it down to the big picture things like, okay, black has access to this now, which reduces white. Uh, and black gets a slight amount of bullying here, but white lives. So white gains a bit here and a bit maybe in the corner here, and then white loses this, some of that. That's kind of what I'm gleaning from it, but of course it's more complicated than that. Yeah, this is not the right case to peep because um, white ends up filling a lot of stuff here, and this guy gets cut off, and black's alive locally anyway. So, yeah. But he might have even known that, right? And then who knows, right? But it depends on if he's feeling confident. If he's feeling confident, that it means he just didn't know. But yeah, who knows? Actually, I don't think he's confident because life and death 30-some group. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he was confident because right after this is when he starts to do this. And we thought the timing was strange, but then it made sense once we saw that he starts trying to kill this. Or trying to see if I forgot about it, basically. Because I think ordinarily white wouldn't play here. Like, this is small. So it showed me that positive is like, okay, game is bad for me. I need to see if Pen is going to forget about this, which I do sometimes. So, yeah. Okay, so that is the game. Do be sure to join the Discord if you're not a member already. So here's that. And of course, if you guys want to join an amazing league and community with a ton of learning benefits like game reviews, lessons, and uh, uh, classes, and all this different stuff packed into one package, then definitely check out BKL. And yeah, highly recommend. Otherwise, you know, if you don't want to sign up for a paid thing, then no problem. Just join the Discord. And with that, I'll see you guys later.